Once there was a girl named Julie. Julie wasn't like the other girls in her school. While they played with dolls, she was running. In the schoolyard, she was always the fastest. Winning small races made her heart soar. It wasn't just about winning, it was a feeling of freedom, of being exactly where she was meant to be. When she got to college, she saw a real running track for the first time. She watched the older athletes, their muscles straining, their faces focused. Right then, she knew. She joined the team and poured all her energy into training. Her coach saw her passion and chose her for a big intercollege race. The stadium was packed. Julie was nervous, but when the starting gun fired, instinct took over. She ran with all her heart, crossing the finish line first. The cheers were deafening. Her college had not won in years. She was a hero. The next challenge was the biggest of her life, a state-level marathon. The pressure was immense. Everyone expected her to win. Julie trained harder than ever, pushing her body to the limit. Race day was hot and bright. For the first half, she felt strong. But then, disaster struck. On a rough part of the road, her ankle twisted violently. A sharp pain shot up her leg, and she tumbled to the ground. She tried to get up, to keep running, but the pain was too much. She watched the other runners pass her until she was last. The silence from the crowd was worse than the pain. The same people who had cheered for her now looked away or whispered. She heard the cruel words, just a flash in the pan. She didn't have real talent. The walk back to her dorm was the longest of her life. After that, nothing went right. She entered race after race, but she couldn't win. The confidence she once had was gone. Every time she stepped on the track, she was afraid of falling again. Her friends drifted away. The posters celebrating her first win seemed to mock her, but Julie had a stubborn heart. Every morning before the sun was up, she was on the track, running alone. Her body was tired and her spirit was low, but she forced herself to continue. On her mirror, she wrote 2 words with a marker: "Don't quit." It was a promise to herself. Her coach, who had never stopped believing in her, found her crying after a practice. "Julie," he said gently, "you are fighting everyone else's battle. You need to fight on your own." He gave her a bus ticket to a small village in the mountains. Go there. Train away from all these eyes. Find the joy in running again. In the quiet village, life was simple. The air was clean. She stayed with a kind old couple who treated her like family. She made new friends who didn't care about her wins or losses. She ran on dirt paths through beautiful forests, with no clock to beat and no crowd to please. Slowly, the weight on her shoulders lifted. She remembered why she loved to run. She was building a strength inside her that was stronger than muscle. It was peace. The state marathon was announced again. This time, Julie felt calm. She returned to the city with her new friends and her village grandparents there to support her. At the starting line, she took a deep breath. The gun fired. She didn't sprint ahead. She found a steady, powerful rhythm. And then, at the very same spot where she had fallen, she hit a loose stone and stumbled. A gasp went through the crowd. But Julie didn't panic. She remembered the quiet paths in the mountains. She regained her balance without breaking stride. The fear was gone. With a determined focus, she pushed forward, passing one runner after another. As she entered the final stretch, she saw the finish line. She poured every ounce of her strength into a final, powerful sprint. She broke the tape. This time, the cheers felt different. They were for the journey, not just the win. As the gold medal was placed around her neck, she looked at her coach, her village family, and her friends. She hadn't just won a race, she had won her spirit back. The lesson was simple. You are only defeated when you decide to stop getting up.